Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be back with you once again. My name is Dr. John Abebe, the Medical Director of Joja Abebe Fertility Center and the President of Joja Abebe Art Foundation. Today, I'll be talking very briefly with us about surrogacy, gestational surrogacy. This is the way out for many of our patients who are on the line to becoming parents, who are on the journey to parenthood. All right, what is gestational surrogacy? Gestational surrogacy is an arrangement where a woman carries and delivers a child for another couple or person, what we call the intended parents. Okay, that is what gestational surrogacy is. Now, this is very specific because in gestational surrogacy, the egg used to produce the embryos and does not come from the carrier. So the carrier is not involved biologically. Now, this is different from the other type of surrogacy, which is the traditional surrogacy. Because in traditional surrogacy, the surrogate or the carrier has a biological connection with the baby. What that means is that that surrogate is the one who provides the egg that is used to fertilize and produce the baby. Okay, that is traditional surrogacy. While in gestational surrogacy, the surrogate has no connection, and that is the one that is more popular. The gestational surrogacy is the one that we carry out, we provide, right? Not the traditional surrogacy. Now, what are the indications for gestational surrogacy? Why would a couple come and be thinking about doing a surrogacy program? Now, there are various indications for this. Well, amongst them, you have a woman who doesn't have a womb. There are certain conditions where a woman is born and the womb is absent. She has ovaries, that means she has eggs, viable eggs. All right, she's full-fledged woman, but the uterus is absent. Now, this could be either congenital or acquired. Congenital means that is the way the woman was born, while acquired means that the woman was born with a womb, but somewhere along the line, the womb was probably removed because of certain conditions, maybe cancer, or the womb was destroyed during surgery, okay, and the womb had to be removed. But once the womb is not present, that would be one of the indications for surrogacy. That means somebody else will have to carry the baby. Now, the other indication is severe uterine abnormalities. There are certain conditions where the uterus is seriously damaged, or there are abnormalities where you have adhesions, right, where you have severe infection such that the womb is not in any state to successfully carry a pregnancy. All right. So some of these uterine abnormalities would be an indication for a woman to seek for surrogacy services. Now, another very common reason why a woman will seek for surrogacy is where you have repeated IVF failures. A woman has gone through IVF several times, and the doctor has come to the conclusion that the challenge has to do with the womb. There are certain conditions where that would happen, all right, and therefore the only way that that couple can successfully carry a pregnancy is through the services of a surrogate. Recurrent miscarriages also, that is also a very common indication. And then also when you have severe medical conditions. Now, a woman should not give her life because she wants to bring another life into this world. There are certain medical conditions that will jeopardize the life of a woman if she attempts to carry a pregnancy. All right, renal conditions, cardiac conditions, many other conditions that will make it very risky for a woman to undergo a pregnancy process. So for those women, a surrogate will be able to carry the pregnancy for them and then they will have their family. Now, why many people have talked about surrogacy and they said, oh, instead of this surrogacy, why not I just do adoption? All right. Now, I want to say here that surrogacy and adoption are not the same. Okay, and there, for me, I believe that surrogacy is preferred to an adoption process. Why? Because in surrogacy, you allow the couple to have a biological connection with the child. All right, means that the intended parent, it is their gametes that are used to produce the embryo. The egg and the sperm are collected from the intended parents, and then the resulting embryo is transferred into the surrogate. The surrogate serves as an incubator. The womb is used. So in that arrangement, there is a biological connection. In adoption, there is no such biological connection. All right, you are just adopting a child that has already been given birth to by someone else, and you're taking on the legal responsibility of being the parent to the child. All right, so that is the first advantage of surrogacy over adoption. The second advantage is that surrogacy process is more certain. All right, there are many people who have been on this adoption process for a long time, and it's not a certain process. It takes a lot of time. A lot of disappointments often would come. But with surrogacy, you know that it's a certain process. All right, and then of course, the legal issues that are connected with surrogacy are far less compared to that which is connected with adoption. All right, and then lastly, you are more in control with a surrogacy process than with an adoption process. Now, who can serve as a surrogate? All right, who can be used as a surrogate? A healthy woman, a woman whose age is in the 21 to 35 category. All right, preferably a woman who has had a child before, because we know that in obstetrics, a primigravida, that means a woman who is carrying a pregnancy for the first time, is regarded as a high risk, because that is the first time her body is being exposed to the pregnancy process. You don't want to use that kind of woman as a surrogate. So a woman who has never carried a pregnancy before and delivered successfully will not be a good candidate to serve as a surrogate. And then of course, you want to ensure that there are no medical conditions. All right, the surrogate is not hypertensive, it's not diabetic, does not have any renal disease or cardiac disease. All right, you want to ensure that that pregnancy process is as safe as possible. All right, so those are the indications, those are the things that we look at when we are picking a surrogate. All right, so I want to say that surrogacy is the way out for many couples to achieve their dream of becoming parents. I know it's not something that we talk about a lot, and that is why I'm doing this video. I'm trying to create awareness that it is something that couples should begin to consider. Okay? Should begin to consider. Because many have gone through IVFs, they've had repeated failures, many have had recurrent miscarriages, they have been disappointed, they are shattered, their dreams have been scattered, and they've lost hope. They don't see a way of becoming a parent. I've come to say to you that there is a way. All right? And couples should begin to look at this option because it's a viable alternative, particularly in cases of repeated IVF failures where the challenge is with the womb. All right? I know some women will say, so you mean I cannot use my womb to carry pregnancy? I want to be pregnant. I understand. I feel you. But the reality is that there are certain conditions, and we need to be able to identify those conditions and begin to provide realistic solutions. There are certain conditions where it makes it impossible for you to carry a pregnancy with your womb, or where it is very, very, very risky for you to undergo a pregnancy program, all right, where your health is going to be severely challenged. Like I said before, I don't believe that a woman should lay her life on the altar simply because she wants to bring forth another life. Safety is key, and for us, it is one of the priorities that we look at, and we would be able to carefully select those who we think would not be able to go through a pregnancy process and achieve success. Now, I would say that so the surrogacy program is usually an expensive process, all right? It's usually an expensive process, but it's an option that will almost certainly help overcome the challenge with having your babies, particularly if the issue has to do with the uterus. Okay? Now, the Judea Baby Fertility Center surrogacy program, what is it all about? It's a completely anonymous third-party program. Okay, we provide gestational surrogacy program, not the traditional one. I've said that before. The gestational surrogacy program includes one cycle of IVF and delivery. Okay, that is what our surrogacy program covers. It covers one cycle of IVF. It also includes delivery of the baby, but excludes the neonatal cost. Whatever cost that is incurred during that process of delivery that has to do with the care of the baby, that is not included. And the reason why we have done this is that we cannot clearly state what that cost would be. It varies depending on certain factors. Okay, we provide and care for the surrogate throughout the whole process. Okay, so we provide the surrogate, we care for the surrogate is with us, and the program also covers the safe delivery of the surrogate, and then we're able to hand over your baby to you, all right, at the end of the day. So if you are a couple who is interested in our surrogacy program, please, you can call the number that appears on your screen for further details, and we will give you, we'll be glad to introduce you to our surrogacy program. And I want to also say too that there is a special project also that the foundation is also launching, okay? It's also promoting. And this is specifically to help couples who truly want to benefit from the surrogacy program, help them to be able to assess and to be able to afford the surrogacy process, okay? Our priority is to ensure that every couple, irrespective of the medical challenge that you have, there are options that are available, and we believe that with our surrogacy program, you will be able to go through the process and at the end of the day, become a parent. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you very soon. Please, like I said before, if you're interested, call on that number and we'll take it up from there, and then we will be able to discuss more with you. All right? In terms of the cost, we will provide you with options that will be quite affordable, all right, that will be quite flexible, all right? We are here to ensure that you are able to achieve your goal of becoming a parent. So, once again, thank you very much for listening. I will be seeing you very shortly, and have a wonderful day.